And we're live. What's up, ladies, gentlemen, boys, girls, children of all ages? Welcome to Kayfabe Corner. I'm your host, JPO Jordan Pierce Owens, where I sit down with someone involved in the world of professional wrestling, usually from right here in the state of Florida. Today, I'm very privileged, honored, esteemed to have the one, the only, Noah Avail. Noah, how are you?
Decent, dude. I'm doing okay. How are you doing, Jordan?
I'm doing just fine. I'm doing better now that I see you.
Hell yeah.
So let's try to pick apart Noah a little bit here. Let's just first start off from the beginning. Not even your professional career, but where does pro wrestling come into your life? Are you a fan growing up? Is it something you find a little bit later? Where is your first touchings of pro wrestling in general?
Oh, God. First time I saw pro wrestling, I could think was probably, I was like around 7 years old. My uncle had Vengeance, I think it was like Vengeance 2001 on DVD. The one where Jericho wins the undisputed title. And I remember watching that, and I remember getting like halfway through the pay-per-view, and I was being like, wrestling's awesome. And then I got to the Dudleys versus, it was like Big Show and somebody, and they had Stacy Keibler comes out, and there's a spot in the match where Big Show like puts her over his shoulder and like pulls her skirt down or whatever. My mom came in, saw that, and was like, you are never watching wrestling again. And I was like, this is trash. So shortly after that, I do what every fucking 7-year-old boy does. I stole the DVD and I continued to. I finished the pay-per-view. And then after that, I watched Raw for a bit, and then I fell off of it, just because we didn't really have super consistent cable like that. And I got back into it probably when I was about this exact match. Yes, sir.
And that's where you were told never again.
This is the moment where I was just, I can never watch wrestling again. Yeah. That one spot, like the rest of the match doesn't involve Stacy at all. And it's just the one spot where Big Show's just like, I'm going to show a woman's bare ass. And then
pretty covered up.
I lost wrestling forever. But yeah, then after that, I kind of got back into it when I was like a late high schoolish. Me and my friend would just watch Raw together, and that was just a tradition that we had. And slowly, it was more and more just like, man, this is rad.
So where does it start boiling in your mind? Okay, this is something I want to do. And how old are you, and where do you start?
I'm probably around 16, I think, is when the idea got in my head, because that's when I started to discover independent wrestling. And when I discovered independent wrestling, it was the idea of because you had I was watching a lot of documentaries, because that's what you do, I suppose, when you get into professional wrestling. As more than just a casual fan, you start watching as many documentaries as you can. And the guys I was in, it was CM Punk and dudes like that, always talking about I went to wrestling school, and I was like, wrestling school? What is that? I looked into that, figured out that of course these guys need to be trained somewhere. You don't just become a wrestler. And then I started looking more into the independents, and when I found, that's when I found Ring of Honor, I found CZW, PWG, and then it was done after that. It was just I was like, yeah, this is something that I want to do. And then went through all of high school with that. And shortly after graduation, decided I was going to start training.
So before we get into training, who you mentioned, you kind of went from WWE to finding the independents. Who was your favorite WWE guy, and then who's your favorite indie guy?
When I was watching the WWE, it was kind of Okay, so it was kind of like it was kind of a joke between me and my friend when we were watching Raw because they were on Raw so consistently, and I really wanted them to get something. Dude, I loved the primetime players so goddamn much. Like every time they would
Millions
come
of
out and they would
dollars.
do the millions of dollars, like their theme song was so good. Everything about the primetime players was the greatest thing ever. I wanted Darren Young to have all the belts. I wanted Titus O'Neil to have all the belts. I was so upset that they never got all the belts.
I mean, Titus got the 24/7 title, so
Yeah, but like, bro, like, they were so good together. It was great. It was great. It was great. It was like a less offensive crime time.
yeah.
Um, I mean, favorite independent. Uh, God, it's changed so much. When I first started getting into independent wrestling, AR Fox all day, every day. First time I saw the low main pain, I lost my mind because I didn't comprehend that you could use the ring in that way, and I was just like, man, wrestling's rad.
Would it be safe to say that maybe matches against Fred Rosser or AR Fox are something you'd be interested in?
Oh, 100% without a shadow of a doubt. I want Fox so bad. So bad. I'll
It's
take the
possible. I
low
can see
man.
that happening. I'd love to see that.
Uh, um, but yeah, those were my guys. And then as I got more into it, I discovered dudes like Alex Shelley's a big one. Then I got into New Japan and found out about Devitt and all those dudes, and it was a wrap after that. It was just a wrap.
So where do you start making your first footings into pro wrestling?
Um, God, so I originally was trained out of Definitive Wrestling International in Ruskin, Florida, by Anthony Devlin. And I was about like 19 or so when I started training, I believe. And I didn't have a class per se. I was kind of just the new trainee, and they had like a couple people who had been there, and like mostly everybody who was there when I showed up was about to debut or had already debuted. So I didn't really have a class of anybody starting off from zero with me. It was pretty much just me. So it was different experience than I think a lot of people got because I got a lot of one-on-one like
I was just say, would
teaching.
you say you liked that experience, or do you think you actually it helped you, or do you feel you miss out on something? Is there a middle ground?
I think like it helped me a lot because I got better a lot faster because I could learn things at an accelerated rate. I didn't have to wait for other people, but I also did miss out on like having that unity of like there's like 10, 12 other guys with you, and if you're having like a bad day in training or you know that camaraderie that you get when you first start off in professional wrestling and all that stuff, like I didn't really have that. Like I had like of course I had friends with all the dudes who were training with me and everything like that, and all those guys are still like some of my greatest friends, but like I didn't have that person that I could be like, man, learning hip tosses is hard. Like, or somebody who was like close enough in my age that kind of understood where I was in life, if that makes sense. Because a lot of
Yeah, I
them
feel
were
you.
like older or married or like were at a different point in their life than I was. So it was different. It was a different experience for sure. Good, some good, some bad, but mostly good.
So I'm always interested in origin of names, because so where does no avail come from? How do you come across that?
All right. Okay. Jordan, you're a Jordan, you know what deviant art is?
Uh, yes, I think.
All right. So there's oh god. All right. I'm time to lose every cool point I've ever gained in my entire life. So there's this website called DeviantArt. It's where people can like draw stuff, put it on the internet. Super cool website. Don't go on there unless you're prepared to see some weird stuff. Um, so I go one day. I'm trying to figure out what I want my wrestling name to be, and I'm like, shit, I can't think of anything. I have to debut in like a week. I gotta figure this out. So my trainer's like, yo, what's your name? And all I can think about is this one DeviantArt username I saw that was literally just Noah and then Veil. And I was like, man, that's kind of cool. So I just stole that blatantly. And then I tried to change it like maybe 6 months, a year into my career. And no one would let me. So yeah, I was reluctant. I stole it from DVR, and then when I tried to change it to make it something cooler, everybody was like, "Nah, you're no avail," and that's just my name for the rest of my life.
I gotta know now. I mean, I was gonna get there anyway to a degree, but I gotta know what was the new names coming up 6 months in. What did we almost know you as?
I was gonna give myself generic wrestler number 2. I was gonna be Eli West because I thought that was like an actual, like, that's a wrestler name, you know. And then they were all like I like, they put it on the poster, and like I go to the show and my trainer's there, my friend Tyler Kanai's there, and they're looking at me and they're just like, who the fuck is Eli West? And I'm like, that's me. And they're like, no, you're not. No, your name's Noah. You're Noah. What are you doing? You're Noah. Change it to Noah. So they had him announce me as Noah. So yeah, that was it.
I think it works though. Embrace it. I like it.
I dig it now. I've made it my own thing. So hopefully that Noah Vale from DeviantArt doesn't find me and tries to sue me if he's copyrighted that name, which I can't imagine that you would copyright a name from DeviantArt, but
yeah, especially in like a different medium. I think you're okay. I think. Don't quote me.
I don't know how law works. I'm a weird punk kid. But yeah, that's unfortunately the origin of my name.
To kind of go across against what you just said here, not against, but going off of it, you said you've made it like kind of your own. You've come to like the name. Who is Noah Vale? How do you describe the person we see in the ring?
Oh God. The easiest way I can describe Noah Vale is an androgynous punk kid who thinks they're a rock star. And refuses to have anybody tell them otherwise. Like, when I think about the character, when I think about the character, when I think about the portrayal of them, it's just it's taking some elements of me as a person, of just the things that I'm interested in, and of course turning it up to 11, like they all say that you should. But also, like, I'm a big fan of personality in wrestling. I think that, like, wrestling's rad, but at a certain extent, if you really want to be worth your salt, you have to be able to carry things just by the basis of your personality and character, for lack of a better word. And for me, I wanted something in someone who stood out in a crowd. I wanted somebody that, like, you can pick out as not looking like anybody, because I wanted to go into any locker room, any show, anywhere in the country, anywhere in the world, and have you be like that, and not have a single person that looks like me. And the character just kind of grew from that. He's loud, he's obnoxious, he'll kick your teeth in if they have to, but it's just that it's a rowdy androgynous punk rock star who doesn't who's not a big fan of conformity, I suppose.
So before you got there, do you remember your first match?
Oh God. Yes, my first match was against the Fleshmaster.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait, he sounds familiar. What has he been up to recently, Noah Vale?
The Fleshmaster may or may not have been arrested for certain activities involving a certain month of January, and a certain United States capital. Dude, when I saw that, okay, all right, interview Noah's gone. This is just me. When I saw that image, okay, I need you to understand how quickly I blasted that to as many people as I knew, because the sheer, like, I had I had friends not involved in wrestling sharing this. I had people being, oh, this is such a trap, and I'm sitting here and I'm like, I wrestled that, man. That that's the first match that I ever had in the business. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, Fleshy, what are you doing? Because he just disappeared for years, didn't talk to anybody, he was just gone. And then poof, he just shows up in the middle of the Capitol building. I'm like, God damn it, dude. I'm pretty sure the leather bracers that he's wearing in that, by the way, like in that photo, I'm pretty sure those are the same leather bracers he wore when he was wrestling. I'm not even
How do I find that article right now?
like, it is actually insane. Like, I sent that to everybody who we trained with back then, and the reactions were just no, not Fleshy. It was,
Hold on.
dude, that was just, it's like, what the fuck?
Yes, this is the man that took your debut match.
Yes. Like, what the hell? Why me specifically? Why? Yeah.
I've done a few shows with Fleshmaster back in the day. I've had post-show McDonald's with him and everything. So yeah, it was a weird thing to find out.
Such a weird.
And a cameo by Noah's dog, now known as the Fleshmaster. That's a fun fact. Now,
My dog is 100% the Fleshmaster. But yeah, no, it was super. Yeah, that was the weirdest thing that I've ever. That was one of the weirdest things I've ever experienced in wrestling. Legitimately.
well, hopefully things went up from there. Well, that was your first match. What are some of your favorite matches? Who have you really clicked with? Who have you enjoyed getting in the ring with?
Oh Jesus, my favorite matches.
Sir.
Some of my favorite matches. The one I had with Remy at Real Pro Wrestling, of course. That was a fun one. I had a recent match with Uptown Andy Brown that I really enjoyed as well. Got to go a little bit more faster paced with that. Yes. Look at me stomping Remy. Look at how cool Remy was. Remy's so buff. And favorite matches. Oh my god, this is so difficult. Azrael and myself, as the tag team, the Sexy Angels. We had a match against the Gifted at Grind Time Wrestling, as well as the Hellhounds in a triple threat ladder match. And I would have to say that first triple threat ladder match that we did is probably one of my favorite matches that we've ever done, just because of how it, like, you don't get to just go absolutely insane in wrestling a lot, or at the very least, I don't. And being able to just, like, that was one of the first times that we had creative freedom over a match and like a story we wanted to tell, and just kind of just showing our whole ass effectively. And I very much enjoyed just going nuts, man. It was fun. Look at that. Like, why are we like this?
Why are we like this?
But yeah, no, that was probably that's up there. I'd probably say those right now. And of course, got a few I'm looking forward to in the future. But you know, we'll wait for those when the time comes.
How have you been injury wise? Have you avoided anything? Have you had anything big or even minor? How have you been so far?
Injury. Okay, let's. Jesus. My shoulders are kind of trash. They have a habit of slipping out of where they should be. My right wrist was a little rough at first when I started training, just because I wasn't 100% confident in my ability. So, nothing major that I can say. I think the worst thing that I've had happen to me thus far was I got a stinger that took out my ability to move for a good 10 seconds. That was a scary experience, but we live and learn from these things.
Not too bad there. What's the farthest drive or even plane you have taken so far? What's the farthest you've gone to do some wrestles?
Texas, 100%.
Texas.
Yes, sir. We have a nice promotion out there that takes care of us called USWX, and they've taken care of me and Azrael. They're running a tag team tournament of sorts that me and Azrael were, let's just say, unfairly knocked out of. That we will be, we might have some gripes, and we might be making a return over there just to right some wrongs, for justice, of course. But thus far, that's the farthest I've gone. I've got a couple plans to go back there, and spreading my wings as of late, trying to get to some other places. So if I can make that work, maybe Sex Pistol will go to the City of Lights in Vegas, and we'll see how that goes.
Very nice, very nice. I could see you in Vegas having some fun over there. Not too much fun though.
Of course, I have to come back in the face.
Yeah, you mentioned before, the character kind of being loud and crazy. Is there anything that's too far, or is there no too far for no avail?
I don't know. I think that if I do anything, I want it to be tasteful to some capacity. Like I don't think necessarily that I think that too far doesn't necessarily. If Edge can have a live sex celebration on a nationally syndicated television program, then there's physically nothing that I can do in professional wrestling that I think is too far if I do it correctly. I'm gonna one up that man. I swear. I promise you. He had I'm doing it every week. Sex no avails weekly sex celebration.
Just part of your intro, part of your
Yes,
entrance.
Absolutely. I'm going to increase the number of partners every time that I have successful title defenses. It's going to happen.
Just thinking of photos of you inserting titles already.
Brother, don't worry. It's only getting worse from here. All right, that con championship is staying right here with me. Okay, I've marked my claim. Okay.
Oh no.
I'm not washing that belt. I'm not washing that belt.
Poor
that belt's
belt.
staying with me.
What are some of your favorite promotions? Who do you really enjoy working for?
I don't know. I mean, like Real Pro's okay, I guess.
All
right. Nah. Real Pro's solid. Solid dudes, solid crowd. It's just fun. Like for me, my favorite promotions are the promotions that I can just have fun at, because I think that like we go out, like if when you go out to certain places, it feels like work, and it feels like you're stepping into like a Hollywood entertainment thing. I just want I don't like being stressed about wrestling. It's supposed to be fun. It's like Real Pro is one that I really enjoy. I really enjoy working for ACW. I really enjoy working for GCW too. They're a nice one. USWX, of course. Yeah, those are the ones that spring to mind right off of the head. Like those are the solid ones that I think are, at least for me, kind of promotions where I feel like I can walk into them and I'm like, okay, I'm comfortable.
So, of course, you mentioned Sexy Angels with Azrael Rowe before. Do you enjoy tag team wrestling? Is that something you're also totally cool with, or in your heart of hearts is singles where it's at, or are you fine with either? Where do you lie?
I enjoy tag team wrestling. My end goal, personally for me, I want the wolf pack, man. I want 3-man trio of we can do anything. I enjoy tagging. I enjoy singles competition. I think that me, Azrael, and Iki, our third man, I think that all of us are fully capable of doing all three of those.
Now,
Of doing
is
singles.
Iki a sexy angel, or is there another
Oh.
name?
Oh no, Iki's a sexy angel.
Okay, that's one make sure.
Between like the three of us, I think that any of us can do singles. Any of us, you can throw any of us in a tag team situation, we'll make gold. You can throw any of us in a trio situation, and we'll make gold. And if you throw any of us in a singles competition, I think we'll make gold as well. I think that's for me what I've always enjoyed. So to answer the question, I enjoy singles competition. I enjoy tag competition. So long as there is competition and there's something for me to strive for personally, I'm good with whatever. Like, I'm a person who needs challenge and I need something to strive for, and so long as I have that, I'll keep beating it down.
Well, we found out from DeviantArt where we get No of Hell. Where do we get Sexy Angels?
We get Sexy Angels from big old Ronnie Bass, Daniel Starling, and Aaron Nova putting on a birthday show and getting really drunk one night and trying to figure out a name for me and Azrael. And then after that, us not being able to come up with anything better. And everybody. And then after that, Sexy Angels just kind of... it's so stupid and dumb that the two of us just looked at it collectively and we just accepted that it was stupid and dumb, and we figured, why not keep it? I mean, me and Azzy see ourselves as we basically see ourselves as the Generation X, but with a lot more kicks. So it just kind of plays into that, I suppose. It's a goofy name for two goofy dudes who will beat the dog shit out of you. And I think that there's not really anything that fits us better than that, honestly.
You've mentioned like an AR Fox, and I feel like you were about to mention someone else before, but you trailed back. But now I'm going to pull it out of you. Who is on the, let's say, dream list? Who have you not wrestled yet? And let's start kind of more like locally and like within like kind of Florida or wherever, and then we can go bigger. But who here, like kind of Florida, Alabama, wherever, who have you not wrestled yet where you're like, oh man, I want to get in the ring with him, her, whoever?
Florida wise,
Yeah.
DMC's on my list. Stop ducking me, old man. Kelsey Reagan's on my list. I want a Gorgon's head on my wall.
That's weird. I wonder where that match might happen. Continue.
I feel like I'm going down the list of this. I'm not targeting anyone specifically when I say this, but this is just these are. I want to put the Monstar down, 100%. And this might be controversial. I want Azzy.
I mean, the Briscoes fight, like, it happens. You don't have to hate him just to want to fight him.
At some point, I just want to know which one of us is better, because a lot of people, he's a champion, I'm a champion, and sometimes, these things happen. You just gotta know.
I like it. Okay, now let's go crazy.
Oh God.
What's someone bigger? Like who? Let's go wherever. Just name a couple people who are like, oh man, one day if I could.
I'm gonna wrestle Alex Shelley.
Okay.
I'm gonna wrestle Finn Balor. And I don't know if it'll ever happen. I really want it to. I'm gonna wrestle Tyler Breeze.
I liked how you started off. I liked how you started off with "I'm gonna." I liked that.
I'm gonna. It's gonna happen. It has to.
Why is Tyler Breeze less possible?
I don't know. I don't know if he's I don't know if he's going to train or if he's going to go back to being active. If he goes back to being active, I'm hunting him. I'm hunting him like Captain Ahab was hunting that white whale. I need Prince Pretty versus the Sex Pistol. I need to fight every wrestler that created me. Like,
okay, don't judge me why this was immediately grabbable by me, but
yes, sir. I thought it was just the upper body half. I didn't think he had legs. I was like, why do you just have the upper body?
I am missing his furry his fur on his boots though. So
that's fair. That's I feel like those parts are like super easy to lose on toys like that though. So I can't really blame you. He's got the face. Like, look at that. I got him. I gotta wrestle him. I got to, man. I don't care if it's long hair Tyler or short hair Tyler. I need it.
Gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
So
look, everyone, it's Tyler.
So Noah, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Oh God, in 5 years. Jesus. I don't know if I'm signed anywhere. In 5 years, I hope that in 5 years, I hope that I am respected and known enough that I can walk into any promotion and they will know me. I see myself and maybe in 5 years, if I do this thing correctly, by that point I'll have been doing this for like 8 or 9 years. I kind of want to be in Ring of Honor. That's what I want. If they're still around, I want.
They will be. I have faith.
I just want to be there. I don't need championships. I got to add somebody to my list. Dome Castle. I'm coming.
Go for the Peacock.
Yes, sir.
If he's ever in Florida, are you gonna try to, or just anywhere you're around? Are you gonna ever try to be a boy?
Without a shadow of a doubt. Of course, I'm gonna be a boy. Of course. Give me the peacock mask. Of course, I'm a boy. I'll be the one that he steps on to get in the ring. I don't care. It'll be great for the hype package when we feud. Yeah. 5 years, Ring of Honor. I want to be like the indie guys that I watched when I was a kid. Just this larger than life superstar who exists in this weird space.
I like it. Let's do a little bit of role playing now. It's the end of the night. Show's over with. Someone walks up to you. Goes, "Excuse me, Mr. Vale. I'm a really big fan of your match. I'm a big fan. I want to get into wrestling. Any advice?"
The advice I always tell people is, go into it with no expectations and understand that when you start wrestling, it will completely change how you watch it for a little bit, and then afterwards it'll go back to normal. And also have fun, and don't forget that it's for fun. And probably the biggest thing is something my trainer told me. There's a difference between forsaking something and sacrificing something. And that'd probably be it.
And now maybe the most important question of the night for you. Really put some thought into this one. Have you seen any good movies lately?
Shit. Lately?
They don't have to be lately, but just something what's come across you recently, even if it's an older movie.
I want to say that the last movie that I watched was Little Shop of Horrors, I think.
Steve Martin and everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I played Mushnik in high school.
I never got into theater, but I really wish I did because of that. Yeah, I was just on a really big musical kick for a couple weeks. Like me and my girlfriend sat down, we watched Encanto, fucking both Frozens. I went back and watched Little Shop of Horrors, Chicago.
I like Chicago.
Chicago is good.
Yeah.
There's
The other ones I can take or leave.
There's a couple old ones that I really like that are like 4th of July, like not 4th of July, but like patriotism, kind of like rah rah America, like 1776 and Yankee Doodle. They're like older. I think like 1776 is from like the 60s, and I think that Yankee Doodle's from like the mid 50s, early 40s, or late 40s, something like that, like right after World War II. So I think that's that's kind of the kick that I've been on right now. Lately, I've been jonesing to dive back into my collection.
I just want to be in a local play and belt out Mr. Cellophane. So that's a weird goal of mine one day.
I can dig that. Mr. Cellophane's a solid one. I'd want to be in the Cell Block Tango, to be honest.
Yeah.
Cell Block Tango.
I've seen it. I saw a pretty decent version of it here. That was pretty good, actually. Like I really like the well staged one.
I've never seen it live. Like I've seen Little Shop of Horrors, but I haven't seen any of the other ones.
Seen it. I was eaten by the plan. Hey.
Yeah, I think that's where I'm at. I like a lot of old movies. I'm an old movie guy.
What's okay? Well, then let's go broad, man. Real quick, what is your favorite movie of all time? And if you can't narrow it to one, you can throw out a couple. But like, what's the top for no avail?
Top movie, Jesus. I'll go top 5 because that'll just be easier. We're gonna go Little Shop of Horrors.
Oh, that's in your top 5 already?
Absolutely.
Or have you seen it before?
Fantastic. Little Shop of Horrors is fantastic.
I'm not knocking it. I thought did you just see it for the first time, or
was it a repeat? No.
Oh, okay, my bad. I thought you had just saw it. Like top 5, right?
Absolutely not.
Oh, my bad.
Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
Okay.
God, I'm thinking of every movie I've ever watched simultaneous. I'll put it in the top 5. I really like The Warriors.
Okay.
So
some good cosplay ideas.
Bro, that's the whole Sexy Angels gimmick. I just blatantly ripped it off.
Yeah. I was gonna say you actually kind of already cosplays that, don't you? Some characters.
Let's go let's go animated. We'll go. Oh, Jesus. Fuck, that's a whole. Inside Out. God, this is one of the most stressful things I've ever had to do in my entire life. And we're gonna go with. There's this animated movie called Wolf Children I really like too.
Called what now?
Wolf Children. It's the newfangled animes the kids like. But yeah, we'll say that's a tenuous top 5. But there's a lot of them that, like, if we go into like weird old B movies, like I'm bringing in like Last Dragon and like Wolf Cop and shit. Like, but if we go like older than that, then it's like fucking Bandwagon and like Pigskin Parade and like Citizen Kane and shit. Like, just I like a lot of movies, man. RoboCop is somewhere in there. RoboCop's I need to watch RoboCop again. Yeah, I like a lot of movies.
Any was that?
I like a lot of old things, but as you were saying.
Oh no, my bad. Any plugs, whether it's merch where people can book you, upcoming events, this is kind of the red carpet for you. Let people know about No Avail.
Ooh, plugs. All right, cheap plug time. My Instagram is that one punk kid, the number one. My Twitter is La Sex Pistola. Recent events I have coming up. I have POW coming up this Saturday. It's going to be the Sexy Angels versus VHS and Samuel C. We're going to beat those guys up because they're not a real tag team, unlike us. We also have, I believe it's March 12th, there's a Real Pro show that might be happening that I might just show up at because I got nothing better to do. And I got a whole belt and I want all of them, every single one of them. And yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah. And then what else do I have? April 10th, probably the most important of them all. April 10th, Nova Alliance finally defeats Cheesemania as we settle the score at the Civil Brawl. And I get to watch Cheese die. It's gonna be great. Yeah, that's pretty much what I got going on.
Why do you want Cheese to die?
Because he's evil, obviously.
I mean, all right, just put it that way.
That's, I mean, how white grass grows, birds fly, fish swim, cheese is the bane of existence and the root cause of all suffering for mankind. That's it, done. That's I don't know what else there is for me to say.
Is there any other things you want to get off your chest? Any parting words? Jewels of wisdom?
Parting words. Thank God for no avail. Fuck financially stable. I'm better than Kelsey Reagan. Wheezy T sucks. And watch RoboCop.
And of course, you're talking the original, right?
Yeah, of course. Oh shit! I forgot there's a remake. Yeah, no, don't watch the remake. Why would you Yeah, watch the original.
I was making sure you're kind of like we got off the air. You're like, yeah, I love that Joel Kinnaman movie.
No, watch the original and then watch RoboCop 2 because it's got the evil RoboCop in it and it's great.
You know, as a kid, I enjoyed RoboCop 3.
I can see that. RoboCop 3 is fair. I enjoyed the scene in RoboCop 2 where they're trying to put the evil man's brain inside of the RoboCop, and one of them proceeds to rip the helmet off, and it's just a full skeleton underneath, as though they attempted to animate his skeleton. I don't. Omni consumer products is trash. They're just bad. They're just bad at being evil.
Well, folks, you heard it here. Watch RoboCop 1 and 2. That's what you should take away from this interview.
That is the entire purpose of this interview. Also, fuck Wheezy T and fuck financially stable.
But mostly, fuck Wheezy T and fuck. Wait, financially stable's in my group in Tampa Bay Pro. I can't say that.
Oh, don't worry. I'll say it for you. Fuck financially stable.
All right. Well, for no avail, this was JPO, Kayfabe Corner. You know what to do. Like, subscribe, all the things everyone says on every video ever. Thanks for watching or listening. Good night. Good luck.
Like, comment, and subscribe, and hit bell notifications.
He gets it.